If you take a daily multivitamin and think you're doing the right thing for your brain, I need you to stop what you're doing and watch this right now. Because what I'm about to share with you could be the most important 4 minutes of your day, and what you don't know might already be working against you. Most people over 65 are taking at least one of these 4 vitamins every single day. They buy them at the pharmacy, they see them advertised on television. Their own children hand them bottles and say, "Here, this is good for you." And they trust that. Of course they do. But the shocking truth, the truth that most doctors never take the time to explain, is that for a brain that is 65 years old or older, some of these vitamins don't just stop helping. They start silently working against you, against your memory, against your focus, against your independence. Stay with me through this entire video, because by the time we're done, you're going to know exactly which 4 vitamins to watch out for, why the third one is the one you need to address today, not next week, today, and what simple, practical steps you can start taking tonight to protect the brain you have worked your entire life to keep sharp. This is not about fear. This is about giving you the information that you deserve to have. Let's start with what's actually happening out there, because the numbers are more alarming than most people realize. Right now, approximately 6.7 million Americans over the age of 65 are living with Alzheimer's disease. That number is expected to nearly double by the year 2060. But here's the part that doesn't make the evening news. A significant portion of cognitive decline in older adults isn't being driven by genetics, or by bad luck, or by things you had no control over. Researchers are finding more and more evidence that it is being driven by what people are putting into their bodies every single morning, thinking they are being healthy. If you are over 60, there is more than a 70% chance you are taking a dietary supplement of some kind. That's not a guess. That's from survey data collected by the National Institutes of Health. Seniors are the most supplement-dependent population in the entire country, and the supplement industry knows it. They market directly to your fears, directly to your desire to stay sharp, stay mobile, stay independent. But what they are not putting on the label, what the research is now beginning to reveal, is that some of these products, at the doses commonly taken by older adults, can quietly disrupt the very brain chemistry they promise to protect. A study published in the journal Neurology found that excess levels of certain nutrients in the bloodstream of people over 65 were directly associated with faster brain shrinkage. Brain shrinkage, not slower, faster. And the people in that study weren't taking anything unusual. They were taking common over-the-counter vitamins, the kind you can buy at any grocery store checkout line. So if you have been doing everything right, eating well, exercising, taking your vitamins, and you've still been noticing that your memory isn't quite what it used to be, that you walk into rooms and forget why you came in, that names just don't come as fast as they once did, this video may finally give you the answer you have been looking for. Now let's talk about the first vitamin that is quietly becoming a problem for millions of older brains. Vitamin E. For decades, vitamin E was celebrated as a powerful antioxidant. Doctors recommended it, health magazines praised it, and in theory, antioxidants are supposed to protect your brain cells from damage. So the logic made sense. Take more vitamin E, protect your brain. The problem is that the research has completely flipped on this. A major clinical trial called the SELECT trial, involving over 35,000 participants, found that men who took high-dose vitamin E supplements actually had a significantly increased risk of certain serious health events. But even more relevant to our conversation today, high-dose vitamin E in seniors has been shown to interfere with blood clotting, and more dangerously, it can interact with the blood pressure medications and heart medications that a large portion of people over 65 are already taking. When vitamin E starts interfering with those medications, blood flow to the brain becomes unpredictable. And an unpredictable blood supply to the brain is one of the fastest roads to cognitive decline that medical science has ever identified. The warning here is not that vitamin E is evil. The warning is that the version of vitamin E in most multivitamins, synthetic alpha-tocopherol at doses of 400 IU or higher, is not the same as the vitamin E you get from a handful of almonds or a drizzle of olive oil. Your body processes them very differently. And for a brain that is already managing the natural aging process, that difference matters enormously. Now the second vitamin, and this one surprises almost everyone, vitamin B6. You've probably heard that B vitamins are essential for brain health, and that is absolutely true, up to a point. Vitamin B6 helps your brain make serotonin and dopamine, the chemicals responsible for mood, focus, and motivation. But here is what the supplement industry is very quiet about. B6 is one of the easiest vitamins to accidentally overdose on, especially for seniors, because it appears in almost every multivitamin, every B-complex pill, and many fortified foods all at the same time. Your body is receiving it from multiple directions simultaneously. And when B6 levels get too high, a condition called B6 toxicity, the symptoms are deeply unsettling. Nerve damage in the hands and feet, difficulty walking, cognitive fog so thick that some patients describe it as feeling like they are thinking through wet concrete. The most alarming part is that B6 toxicity can develop slowly over months or even years, so neither the patient nor the doctor connects the dots. They chalk it up to aging. They say, well, you're getting older. But it isn't aging. It's a vitamin that crossed the line from helpful to harmful, and nobody caught it. But that's not the worst part. The third vitamin, the one I told you at the start of this video that you need to address right now, is one that has been aggressively marketed to seniors for years as a memory protector. And that vitamin is high-dose vitamin B12. Now, before you close this video, I know, you've been told B12 is the brain vitamin. You've been told that as you age, you absorb less B12, and that deficiency causes memory loss, so you should take more. And that first part is true. B12 deficiency is real, and it is serious. But here is the critical piece of information that is being left out of every bottle, every advertisement, and most doctors' appointments. There is a growing body of research suggesting that for a certain subset of older adults, particularly those with a genetic variation called the MTHFR mutation, which affects somewhere between 40 and 60% of the population, supplemental B12 in its most common synthetic form, called cyanocobalamin, cannot be properly processed by the body. Instead of being used, it accumulates. And when synthetic B12 accumulates in the bloodstream of someone who cannot process it correctly, emerging research is linking those elevated levels to accelerated cognitive aging, increased inflammation in brain tissue, and a higher risk of the kind of small, silent strokes that slowly steal your sharpness, one small piece at a time. What your doctor isn't telling you, and I say this not to attack doctors, because most of them are genuinely trying to help, is that they were trained at a time when more always meant better when it came to vitamins. The research on nutrient toxicity in older adults is newer. It is moving fast, and the standard of care has not caught up yet. Which means right now, today, millions of older adults are taking B12 supplements that their bodies literally cannot use correctly, and those supplements are not helping. They may be actively making things worse. This is the secret the supplement label is not allowed to tell you, and the reality is that the supplement industry has no financial incentive to change what's on that label. Now the fourth vitamin, vitamin D. And yes, I know, vitamin D has been almost universally recommended for seniors, and there are good reasons for that. Vitamin D is critically important for bone health, immune function, and yes, brain health. But here is the warning that is now coming out of long-term studies. Vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin, which means your body stores it rather than flushing out what it doesn't use. And when seniors take the commonly recommended dose of 2,000 to 5,000 IU per day, without actually testing their blood levels first, oversupplementation can lead to a condition called hypervitaminosis D, vitamin D toxicity, which in older adults has been associated with confusion, memory problems, fatigue so deep it feels like depression, and in severe cases, dangerous changes in calcium levels that can directly affect how the brain communicates with itself. The breakthrough insight from recent research is not that you should stop taking vitamin D, it's that you should never take it without knowing what your actual blood level is first. A simple test called a 25-hydroxy vitamin D blood test costs very little and tells you exactly where you stand. Without that number, you are flying completely blind. So here is where we go from alarm to action, because everything I have just told you is only useful if it leads somewhere. And the good news, and there is genuinely good news here, is that you can start protecting your brain from all four of these risks starting tonight. The first thing you can do tonight is write down every supplement you take, including the dose, and look up whether it contains B6, B12 in the cyanocobalamin form, vitamin E above 150 IU, or vitamin D above 1000 IU. Just writing that list is the first act of taking your brain health back into your own hands. The second thing, and please hear this clearly, is to bring that list to your doctor and ask for a simple blood panel that checks your actual levels of B12, vitamin D, and B6. You have every right to ask for this. Most insurance covers it for seniors. And when you have those numbers, you stop guessing and you start knowing. The third thing, if you want to keep getting your nutrients from somewhere, is to shift toward food-based sources wherever possible.
Wild-caught salmon gives you real B12 in a form your body already knows how to use. Eggs, nuts, leafy greens. These provide nutrients in their natural ratios, paired with the other compounds your body needs to process them safely. Nature has never caused B6 toxicity. It's the megadose pills that do. And the fourth thing, this one matters tremendously, is that if you do choose to supplement B12, ask your doctor or pharmacist about methylcobalamin instead of cyanocobalamin. Methylcobalamin is the active form. It doesn't require conversion. For the significant portion of older adults who carry the MTHFR genetic variation, methylcobalamin is the form that actually gets used by the brain rather than simply building up in the blood. You worked hard to build your mind. You raised families, ran households, built careers. You read books and solved problems and made decisions that shaped the people around you. The idea that something as small and routine as your morning vitamin routine could slowly be stealing that from you, without you knowing, without any warning, that is genuinely alarming. But you are not helpless here. The people who lose their sharpness are often the ones who were never given this information. You now have it. And that changes everything. Do not keep this to yourself. If you have someone in your life who is over 60, a parent, a sibling, a friend, a neighbor, please share this video with them today. Not tomorrow. Today. Because this is the kind of information that gets buried, that gets dismissed, that the supplement companies would rather you never see. And every single day that passes without this knowledge is another day a brain that deserves protection isn't getting it. If this video helped you, or even just made you think, hit the subscribe button right now. And make sure you click the bell so you never miss what we share here on this channel. Because every week, we bring you research-backed, plain language information designed for exactly where you are in life. Over 60, paying attention, and refusing to just accept what you're handed without asking the right questions. That is the kind of viewer we make this channel for. And we are so glad you are here.